Hey there, Virgo. Welcome to my channel, Autumn and the Mage. This is a general reading in regards to love for you. We're starting here with the Queen of the Moon Oracle deck to get the overall energy for you in regards to love. For Virgo, please. That's weird how those cards came out. They kind of just like weakly fail. I don't know if that means anything, but fear, purity, and the void. Wow. Purity was at the bottom of the deck when I started shuffling, and it always makes me think of Virgo, and I think it's because I got it for a reading for you in the past, and it was just like such a strong message, so it makes me think of Virgo every time I see it. But fear, I mean, that message is very clear. There may be something in this connection, possibly if not you, then the person you're connecting with, but fear is playing a role for sure. And hopefully you know you're seeking out tarot, so hopefully that means that you already understand that you can't let fear control a situation. You can't let fear hold you back, okay? Because that's what we do with fear. Fear is not reality. Fear is not reality. It is not reality, okay? And it's it's fear, and you have to be able to acknowledge that within yourself and push it away. You can't allow it to control you. You can't allow it to make your choices for you. You live this life. Um, don't let fear make your choices for you. Don't let being afraid of something stop you from doing it, because the fear isn't truth. It's just not. Purity is actually, this card is about, interestingly, not allowing things to, outside things to affect something. Okay, with purity, it doesn't mean, we tie that word purity to so many things these days, but purity actually means without outside influence. Okay, it's something that's been untouched by other things, not letting and not letting those things touch it. Let it be what it is. Let it be true to itself. Let it be. Yeah. And so there's something here about not letting outside influences affect the purity of something. Okay, let it be its truth, whatever that is. um, but yeah, purity. And the void talks about a space between. It's the void. It's without anything, right? It's a space without anything, and often it refers to the space between two things. There's this and this, and what's in between is nothing. Okay, and being in that space, first off, you've closed something off, which is great. This has now been shut down, whatever this represents, and you're headed towards this something else. And it's about having faith in that moment, being in that space, and knowing that it's just a moment. Okay, this void is only right here. You're in between two things, and like having the faith that you're going to make it here, just knowing you're going to make it here, because you're moving forward. Okay, and you're going to make it to this next step. But in this moment, it can be very scary, but know that it's just a moment. Okay, and have that faith. Be grateful for what you've closed out, and look towards what you're headed towards. Wow, that's a lot, but that's what we got there. Let's go ahead and take a look at the tarot cards. The void. You're protected. That is when you're in that space, you're protected. Okay, it can be scary. There is a lot about fear with the void. It can be scary, and not giving into that fear. Be confident in the fact that you're going to move out of that void. So anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at the person you're connecting with. How do they feel about Virgo? How does this person feel about Virgo? Can we get two more? Again, with the like One more card. How does this person feel about Virgo? I would say that that's not one more card. That's so many cards. Okay, let's give this one more shot. One more card. How do they feel about Virgo? Okay, that actually makes sense. Based off of the other cards, I briefly glanced at them. There were like many options, and so like confused. That makes sense. But Five of Pentacles, possibly rejected. So you may have made them feel unintentionally or intentionally like you've rejected them. In the Five of Pentacles, it may also just be that they feel like they're not good enough for you. Because in the Five of Pentacles, we are holding ourselves out of something we want, holding ourselves away from something we want. And sometimes that's because it pushed us away, and so we're feeling rejected. But sometimes it's because we don't feel like we're good enough for that something. We feel like we lack. And so we don't want to approach it because we're afraid of that rejection. Okay, we're afraid of the rejection, and we're afraid of being turned away. So we don't even approach it because we just don't think we're good enough. So take that how that resonates for you. We also got the Death card. Death, rebirth is what this deck says, which I think is an important message, because in the end of something, there's a door to something new, you know? But with the Death card coming up in their energy, like how they feel, I would say that they feel like something has ended. Like, people say this all the time in readings, and I never, I almost never think it, okay? But like, I don't know, it just came up right now, but like a missed opportunity, like their chance is over, okay? Whatever, um, yeah, something has ended, and it may be that they feel like their chance at something with you has ended. But not, it doesn't feel like complete, like everything is finished, because there's like this hope here, and there's like a message of hope there. And like I said, with death is rebirth, and in this deck they like state that like there's a hope of something else, you know, like maybe some aspect of the connection has died, or um yeah, especially if they're feeling Five of Pentacles, you know, feeling like not good enough or feeling rejected, then feeling like, yeah, it's over. But maybe there's hope for something else, some other kind of connection here. We also get the Seven of Cups, which is confusion and indecision. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. There's like all these different things that could happen, but I don't know which one to go with. I don't know which one to do. So yeah, like confusion, indecision, maybe even a little bit of daydreaming, because considering all the options, they may get like wrapped up in that, and spend all their time just like thinking of the possibilities and never like really addressing those possibilities. So let's take a look now at what their hopes are. What are they hoping for? What are they hoping for with Virgo? What are they hoping for? Strength. That's Leo energy. You might be dealing with the Leo. The Death card is Scorpio energy. You might be dealing with the Scorpio, but strength. That's confidence, first off. Confidence to continue. Confidence to strength of self. Okay, this is really about strength of self. Can we get another card? What is it? Oh, it's too many cards. Can we get one more card? Okay, fine. We get the Seven of Wands and the Hierophant, which is interesting with the Strength card, because both of these cards talk about, well, with the Seven of Wands, this is about protecting what's important, like protecting ourselves sometimes, or sometimes it's about protecting a connection. But in what they want to feel safe. They want to feel strong, and they want to feel safe. They want to feel empowered. They want to feel, um, yeah, protected. They want to feel protected. And this is really such a beautiful image specifically in this scenario, in this placement, because, well, this is about self. They want to feel strong about who they are. They want to have confidence in themselves, and yeah, they want to feel like they can defend who they are, and they can be who they are. Um, this like light inside of her stands out, and it's really like self. Yeah, I feel like they really want to be confident in themselves, both with the strength and the Seven of Wands here. They want that self-empowerment. And then we also get the Hierophant, which is about forward movement. It's about progression. But the Hierophant is moving forward in the proper way. They're taking the proper steps. They're following tradition, or whatever they believe. If not tradition, whatever they believe is right. Okay. So with the Hierophant, yeah, I would say they want to move forward. They want to move forward and move up, whatever that looks like for the two of you. I'm not going to, because the Hierophant sometimes can be read as like a marriage card, or like take the next step in the relationship, step up in if you were just dating, like dating exclusively, or moving in with each other, or, whatever the next step is. But I actually feel like, because also with this Death Rebirth card, I felt this energy like they don't want this to be the end, right? They want it to progress. They want it to be more, and whatever that looks like. It doesn't feel like this is like a higher step in a connection, if that makes sense to you, Virgo, like, like marriage or having children together or something along that would be really high up there. This feels like almost like, um, I can't even put like a pin in it. I can't pinpoint what it is. It just feels lower, if that makes any kind of sense to you. My goodness. Let's go ahead and take a look at, well, what can Virgo do to help? What can Virgo do to help this person? What can Virgo do to help them? The Judgment card. Five of Cups. Okay, advice. So advice here. What can you do to help this person? Okay, with the Judgment card coming out, this is a card of acceptance. It's about letting go of the past, all of your past. Okay, possibly though with just this person, however it resonates for you, however it makes sense for you. But the Judgment, see how she's releasing it. And she's setting herself free in the process. And that is what this is about. It's about release. And sometimes that's release of past pain. Sometimes that's release of blame for something, or guilt for something, or a judgment. Like maybe you have put blame on them, like you're blaming them for something. It's just release it, release the negativity, let it go, and allow yourself, set yourself free. Okay. I don't know how exactly that makes sense for you, like in what way, that'll make sense. But there's something here about releasing and setting yourself free. Okay. We also get the Five of Cups here. In the Five of Cups, there's someone who's very sad. Okay. Sometimes they blame themselves for the way that things have gone wrong in the past. It's interesting that we have two fives showing up here, because fives are really about conflict. Even the Hierophant is a five, actually. But in the Five of Cups, the advice is that not to focus on the sadness, okay? Things of the past have happened. They've happened already. Let it go, okay? Whatever sadness you're holding on to, whatever, it's a message of release yourself from it. Not only that, but with the Five of Cups, there are 2 cups still there that haven't been spilled. In traditional tarot, there's 3 spilled cups and there's 2 full cups behind the person's back. And the person is staring down at those 3 cups and they don't even see the 2 behind them because they're so focused on the sadness that those 3 spilled cups bring to them that they don't see the opportunity sitting right there. And so it's like open your eyes, like stop focusing on what's making you sad. Stop focusing on how you failed in the past or how things that you've invested yourself in, it failed you. Whatever it was, that's the past, okay? And turn around and see those 2 cups there. That's the hope. Focus on that hope and focus on feeding into that because that's your future. The spilled cups, those are your past. Look at the future. Look at the present. Those 2 cups are sitting right there. So that's the advice there. I felt like I was ranting, so I had to stop. But can we get advice for Virgo just for their own hopes, like not necessarily for this person, but what actions, what advice would you suggest for Virgo? Well, in regards to love, what advice would you give them to move forward towards their own ambitions, their own hopes, and their own goals? What advice would you give them? I mean, this is already a very good step, to be honest. If you're holding on to something, releasing yourself from it is a good idea. 8 of Wands. Move forward. Take steps. Take action. Maybe say something. Maybe you're not the 8 of Wands is a communication card, big time. But it's also about moving forward. It's action. It's not just don't think about it. Don't continue to think about it. Don't just keep sitting here thinking about it. Take those steps. Push yourself forward. Everybody's got this advice. Everybody has got this advice so far. No joke, it is dropped in one of these 2 piles. Move, take action. Everyone's being told to act now. Act now. Communicate something, maybe. What actions or advice would you give? Ooh. Ooh. What actions or advice would you give, Virgo? In regards to love, what action should they take? That's funny. Okay. The Sun card, which is Leo energy again. You really might be dealing with the Leo. There's many points of Leo here, but the Sun it talks about truth, okay? It's also the happiest card in the deck. It says focus on your joy. Focus on, and that, I just feel like that's coming out like multiple times here. Focus on your joy. Focus on your happiness. Bring that light into your life. First off, allow it. Okay. Number 1, we have to allow joy into our life. And second, like feed it. Feed what makes you happy. Gosh, be happy and feed that happiness. And the Sun card also has to do with youthfulness, and feeling that energy in ourselves, feeling like we're young again, almost childlike, but not necessarily childlike, but younger. Okay, we also get the 8 of Swords, which as advice is saying that first off, that you're the only one holding yourself back. Okay, with the 8 of Swords, we create that prison. We create that cell that we lock ourselves in. So be mindful of that. Also, the answer is right there. And maybe you don't see it right this second, but it is there. The answer is there. The solution to set yourself free is right within your reach, okay? And so you just need to seek it out because it is definitely there. You are the only one holding yourself back. 9 of Swords as advice, stop stressing it. Stop stressing so much. In the 9 of Swords, we're focusing on our fears. We're focusing on what we're afraid of. And it's saying stop. Stop being afraid. Look, you see this here? The white represents truth and it represents hope. You see this bird here? And all of these are your fears. They're your fears and they're your doubts and they're what's keeping you awake at night so that you can't sleep because you're so stressed and you're allowing them to feed on each other and grow. And this bird here represents truth, okay? And it represents hope. And see how it's kind of like pushing those away? And that's what you need to do. Stop this and allow that hope, allow that sun energy to come in and push out the dark thoughts. And last, the 10 of Cups, which as advice is telling you to two things. One, appreciate what's there, appreciate if you have this already with somebody, really appreciate it. And strengthen it and allow yourself to be in it. This is about, the 10 of Cups is about safe, open expression of love. Okay. And it's people who just love each other and they express that love, they express that emotion, and they know that they're safe to do it. There's no judgment here. I'm not going to judge you for loving me. Okay. You love me and hopefully I love you, like, but in this message though, it's about creating that safety for the emotions, whatever it is, whatever those emotions are, creating that space, that safety, and also appreciating having that with someone. If you feel this with someone, if there's someone in your life that you have this emotional safety with, then appreciate it. And if you're trying to find this emotional safety, you have to open yourself up to it. Just like with the sun, with the joy, you have to open yourself up to that energy. You have to allow it in. And the way that you do is by opening your doors. Opening your doors and let it in. When you express yourself, when you express your emotions, that is a door open. That's a door opening, and that allows others to express them to you. And it makes them feel safe in doing so because what's that? You're vulnerable, right? When you do that. And so when you're vulnerable, you invite others to be vulnerable as well, just by taking that step. So, ooh, I'm going to go on and read, get advice for you, more advice for you, more advice. With this deck here, we're going to focus on actually how you can help this person, this advice here. We have the Judgment and the Five of Cups. What can Virgo do to help this person that they're connecting with? What can they do to help them? The Daffodil. Rebirth and new beginnings. That's interesting because the Judgment card is sometimes a card of rebirth. And we have this rebirth card here. But of course that's in their feelings and they feel like something has ended. They feel like there's some kind of ending here, but this is in the Judgment card, we're releasing the past, let go of the sadness. Wow, that's such a beautiful message. Rebirth, give life to something. New beginnings are often disguised as painful endings. Oh, that's true. We have to end things in order to begin other things. So there's something here you need to let go of, so that close the door on so that you can open a new door. But that's what I was going to say. Judgment is sometimes a card of reconciliation, like coming back together with someone. And maybe that's what you're being called to do. You're definitely being called to release your sadness and your blame and the blame in either this connection or something in your past. But rebirth and new beginnings. Well, that's great. So let's see what else we got here. Advice for Virgo, please, in regards to love. Advice for Virgo. Happiness. If happiness is what you want, then happy you shall be. Which is about, it's about manifesting your own happiness, but also like, if you're positive and you want to be positive, then you will see positivity around you. If you seek it, then you will see it. If you allow it, then you will see it. And so that's what this is about, allowing that happiness, which we've already discussed here for you, Virgo, but also seeking it out. If you're trying to find happiness in your current life, in what you have, then you will find it. What you want, you will find. What you focus your energy towards, you will find. And if that's fear and that's pain, then that's what you're going to find. So focus your energy on happiness, and that is what you will see. That's what you will find. One more card, or one more message, please. Advice for Virgo in regards to love. Advice for Virgo, please, in regards to love. Thank you, by the way, for watching this video. I do really appreciate it. I hope it resonated for you. If you did, and if you did like it, please do hit the like button for me, or post a comment below if you feel comfortable, to let me know that you did enjoy it and that it resonated for you. And if you haven't already but may be interested in, please consider subscribing so that my videos pop up in your feed and they're easier to find for you in the future. But even if you don't do that, thank you so much for watching. I do really appreciate it. The first card that came out, which has come out like for just about every reading, we are to be radiant, grateful, buoyant people. There's this more messages about being bright, being positive, being radiant and grateful. When you are grateful, when you have gratitude for the things around you, you draw in more things to be grateful for. Positive energy draws in positive energy. And so being radiant, being grateful, being like excited, being happy, all of these things draw in more for you. I don't know if you've ever noticed or if you've looked at it before, but people who are negative all the time, people who are always disappointed and always unhappy, they find that more and more. Like every time they turn around, someone's letting them down. Every time they turn around, something's gone wrong for them. There's some kind of event that's totally ruined their day, and of course it did, because it always happens to them, and that's how it is. And truly that is how it is, because that's all they see. All they see are those negative events. And so if you shift your view, not saying that you're like that in any way whatsoever, Virgo. I'm just giving you an example, okay? And it's easier to see the negative sometimes than it is to see the positive. But if you're positive and you're happy, then that's what you see, okay? You see those positive things, you see those happy things, and more of them come to you. Last, we should not fear an obsession for building a great free life. Oh, that's interesting. We should not fear an obsession for building a great free life, because obsession is generally considered a negative thing, having an obsession. But this is saying, don't fear obsessing over what would be great for you. Like, I just feel like this is more about positive energy, and being almost obsessive about it, being almost obsessive about positivity and gratitude and happiness. So I don't know. I hope that it makes sense for you. But anyway, thank you again for watching this video. I do hope you enjoyed it and that it resonated for you. But thank you so much for watching. I hope that, I wish you good luck in this and anything that you're working on. And I hope that I see you back here again next week. Bye, Virgo.